What up, what up? Welcome to Mr. Barnes' class, where there's no whining and no complaining. We're on lesson 68, algebraic addition. Alright, now, we've been dealing with integers, right? Positive and negative. Right, so if we took 7 minus 3, we know that that equals 4. Alright, but we could also do 7 plus a negative 3, and that would also equal 4, right? So if we are subtracting, that is same as adding a negative, right? So subtracting is the same as adding a negative, right? That's really important, right? Because let's say that we have something like this, negative 5, right, minus 6. Right? Well, we can rewrite this so it's addition. Right? So it's negative 5, and instead of a minus, we make it plus a negative 6. Right? Because a minus subtraction is the same as adding a negative. Well, this is really easy because we did really well on these before. This ends up being negative 11. Right? So we can switch that negative to being adding a negative. The other rule is this. Let's say if we have 7 minus a negative 3, this is the same as 7 plus a positive 3. So these both equal 10, but this way is a lot easier than this. Okay, so we need to know this rule. Right? So if we have negative 3 minus a negative 2, we can rewrite that as negative 3 plus a positive 2. Right? So we just change those negatives to the opposite. So this ends up being negative 1. Very easy. Right? Because all of you did great at adding positive and negative numbers. Right, so let's look at another one. Let's do minus negative 2 minus 5 minus a positive 6. Now again, we want to change all these to addition instead of subtraction. Right? So if we have this, right, we can put brackets around this. Minus a negative 2 is the same as adding a positive 2. We know that rule. So minus a negative equals plus a positive. Right? So that's just 2. Right? Now we have minus 5 minus positive 6. Right? So we want to do 2, and instead of minus, we want to make it plus a negative. And instead of minus a positive, we want to make it plus a negative. Right? So this ends up being negative 3, so negative 6. That equals negative 9. Boom shakalaka. Right? So it's complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that difficult. Okay, let's work with decimals here. If we have negative 1.2 minus a positive 1.5, we're going to change that from minus to addition. So we have to change this to a negative 1.5. Well, this is really easy because we have a negative plus a negative. So this ends up being negative 2.7. All right? So addition is a lot easier than the subtraction. So let me give you some. All right? Let's do 3 plus, no. Right? Negative 3 minus a negative 2. Go ahead and figure that one out. Good. So we do negative 3 plus a positive 2. That ends up being negative 1. Right? So not very difficult once you get the hang of it. Everybody have a nice night, and remember, be more awesome.